what was the flavor? What was the most interesting thing about Japanese whiskey that draw you in at the beginning?
To be honest, their sherry casks that they finish in
Mm,
are like next level. Like you think about sherry, if you've ever
yeah,
drank it, it's very thick and viscous. And imagine what that leaves on the inside of a barrel. And then
yeah.
you clean it out, and then you put the whiskey in, and you let the whiskey sit for years.
Mm,
And that flavor starts to come in. I just felt that whatever the sherry that they were using was like next level.
I see. Yeah.
Because just think about the commodity of sherry barrels. We might know two people in our lives that drink sherry, yet they make a lot of sherry. And you go,
Yeah.
where does the sherry go? Well, it's been for Scotch whiskey for a million years.
Yeah.
Like Spain, Jerez, like literally supplies all of that. And now in 2024, everybody's buying it. Everyone's
Yeah.
even like we've gotten to this point where there's so much demand, but so little supply of everything, grains, wood, water, you name it. So like, how are they doing it? So everybody's like, oh, you know what? I can't get American oak anymore. Here's the thing that blew me away. A big tree only gets 4 barrels.
Yeah.
And you just think like, whoa, there's millions of barrels going around.
And they are
It's a
changing it
lot
all
of
the
trees.
time.
And how can you grow them that fast? So that's
Yeah.
why you're starting to see finished whiskeys. Oh, we're finishing it in port. Oh, we're finishing it. I mean, I've seen everything now, stuff that I can't even pronounce. Like, oh, we finished in here. I drank a Pedro Jimenez barrel the other day. It was delicious. I just saw Australian Shiraz wine. That barrel used for whiskey. Delicious.
Wow.
So just like there's all of that that happens to make the flavor of whiskey. All of that has to happen. And it's also unique. And everybody who makes whiskey is like their own artist.
Yeah.
Like when I meet these people, I'm just like, whoa, that's crazy. You've been doing this for 55 years and you're still happy and excited. Oh, I love it. Why? Because they get to experiment. Like you already know that the white liquid is good. What can you do
Yeah.
with it now?
Exactly. The play is infinite.
Oh,
There
infinite.
is,
And seeing how much wine barrels are being used now.
yeah, more and more.
I had a red wine, Ichiro's malts, delicious. They just did it again. Great liquid. Hey, great red wine. I mean, I've seen in some of these distilleries, I've seen some of the top winemakers' barrels sitting there that they're going to put whiskey in. Now, listen,
Yeah.
a lot of it's for also pomp and ceremony. I don't know if a whiskey finished in Chateau Mouton barrels is better than a whiskey filled in another wine's barrels. I don't know. It may be. My palate probably couldn't pick, but it's pretty cool to say that you finished it in some Rothschild barrels. you
Exactly.
know? And the
Exactly.
guys from Rothschild are like, oh my God, we can sell our barrels? We didn't know what to do with them.
I wonder if they charge more for their empty and used barrels than like a normal used barrel,
I mean, there's got
probably.
to be. I mean, the whole world revolves around money, and now it's like a commodity. Oh, wait, we can get that barrel that we can't ever use again. Oh, yeah, no. We're going to sell it to the whiskey guys.
It's the Mouton barrel.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I
Yeah.
literally, I saw that twice now. And I was just Dalmore, Richard Patterson. He does a lot of wine finishes. I mean, and he's got a huge wine collection. So he's
Mm.
like the guy who buys them all. And then he puts Dalmore in there and he's like, this one I did in the Mouton, and then I went to the Methuselah of this, and I went to him. He's like, whoa, what's going on? And it's delicious. And he'll age it for like no joke. I drank a 52-year-old that was aged in like 2 wine barrels, 1 port barrel, and I was like, it was crazy because with that white liquid, you get to be what I call like Iron Chef. You're like,
Yeah.
today, here is the liquid. Make me 6 dishes. And they're like, all right, we're going to do 1 sherry, 1 wine, 1 bourbon finish. I mean, the Scotch guys buy the bourbon barrels because it takes off the bitterness. And the bourbon guys buy the Scotch barrels because it adds a little bit of extra like sweetness. So it's a
Yeah.
beautiful like global phenomenon how all these barrels move around. But lately, a lot of wine.
I see. I see. The base liquid sounds like we have this saying in wine. We say that you can make it's easy to make good wine from good grapes, but it's very challenging to make good wine in a challenging vintage. And this must be the case with the base liquid. If the liquid must be good, and then you can start
You
the
know,
art.
you can't, because you know what the thing is? You put it away for so many years, you can't mess it up.
Yeah.
You know, like just think of it like these guys making 120 million liters per year, 35 million liters per year. And you're like, whoa, like that's a lot of liquid. Like we better make sure it's good, you know, and then they have all kinds of things. It has to go in at the right level of alcohol so you get the right liquid. Like it's like to think about the science over the last 200 years, the science really hasn't changed. The technology has changed.
Yeah.
You know, when I talk to people, when I go to distilleries now and it's instead of people, it's just computers everywhere. And I go, what's going on? And they say, well, nothing's changed, but we don't have to have 7 people telling us what the computer can tell us.
Yeah.
I personally don't like it, but it's what's happening. And that the end result, when I ask these guys, what's different to the whiskey then to the whiskey now? The whiskey now is cleaner because the computers can pick up the impurities. I don't know if I want that. I kind of like the, you know, I don't want everything to be perfect. Everything is perfect right now where they use the computers. It's perfect. And I get it from a business standpoint. Hey, you want perfection. You can meet your numbers. I mean, at the end of the day, as much as you love wine and I love whiskey, it's all about money.
You're right. You're right. I think there must be a good balance if they use it. If the idea behind the processes is coming from a genuine place, people are tasting it. They want to do something. Yeah. And they use the latest technology to try to keep on that path and to achieve it. There might be a good
But once
balance.
again, like I look at like, so for me, I was never really into wine, even though I'm born and raised in Cape Town. Stellenbosch is right there. I would drink wine every now and again.
Thanks for watching this video. You can watch the full podcast episode by clicking here, or watch another interesting video by clicking here. Let's continue the discussion in the comment section and see you in the next one.